This is question 9 from the Mod 1 Foundation paper from November 2008. It's part of the second section of the paper, no calculator allowed. It's about a scatter diagram, which is given to you in the exam paper. And you've got to describe the correlation. There's 1 mark available for this, so they're looking just for one key thing. If you're ever asked to describe correlation, you need to write down either positive or negative. If it's going uphill, and if you put a line through there, it will sort of be going uphill through that way, it's positive. If it was going downhill, it would be negative. So when it asks you here to describe the correlation, if you wrote down positive, you will get that 1 mark. So uphill, just write down positive. Downhill, write negative. If it's a 2 mark question, then they might also want you to describe it as weak or strong. If it's weak, there's not much of a pattern there. If it's strong, they're in a straight line almost. So that, if it was a 2 mark question, I could call strong positive correlation, because they are actually quite close to a straight line. Part B, they're asking you to draw a line of best fit. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points there. We need about 3 or 4 either side of the line as a rough guide. So if we do something like that, I've got 1, 2, 3 below it, 1, 2, 3 above it, and 1 on it. So that's not going to be far off. Maybe I could have moved it a little bit higher up. But there's your line of best fit, and you get 1 mark for that one. Part C, use your line of best fit to estimate the taxi fare for a journey of 12 miles. Here's journey, 10, 15. So let's try and work out where 12 will be. There are 10 small squares here for 5 numbers. That means each 2 squares must be 1 number. That'll be 11. That'll be 12. If I zoom in, you can see what's going on here. 2 squares for 1 number. I've got 10, 11, 12. Let's just check this will work. 13 and 14. So 12 is here. So what I need to do is go up from where I've got 12 up to my line of best fit, using a ruler. And I've stopped when I've hit my line, and from there go across to the left. And this will be pointing at a number over here, and this number is a taxi fare number. So now I've got to work out what this number will be. There are 5 squares here, so that must be £8, £8.20, £8.40, £8.60, £8.80, £9. Each square there must be worth 20 pence. So what I've got there is a little bit, well, it's about £8.60. I think about £8.60, £8.70. So the answer I will have for that one, I'll write down here as £8.60. Okay? They'll allow you a little bit either side of that. Okay? They will look at your line, and if you put down something pretty close to what the arrow is pointing to, that will get you the mark that you need. There's another part of the question on the next page. Part D, explain why it might not be appropriate to use your line of best fit to estimate the taxi fare for a journey of 100 miles. Let's have a look. Journeys here only went up to 20. So we know what happens between 0 and 20 miles. 100 miles is way outside of our existing range of the data. We've nothing anywhere like 100 miles on here. And that's what you need to write down. The key thing to write down is this. It's outside the range of our data. Outside the range of our data. Our data only went up to 20 miles. 100 miles, way outside that range. So, key thing to remember for that sort of question, if they say why you cannot do something, you say it's outside the range of your data.